Hello everybody, so today we're going to take a look at my rig while I was working the Katy Perry 3D concert movie. And we were using the Reality Technica TS5 lightweight rig. Now, Reality Technica is a company that has recently merged with Element Technica, but Reality has been around for quite a long time doing 3D, and they have some of the most advanced 3D rigs on the market, fully motorized, fully controlled remotely. It's been recently used on movies like The Hobbit, Spider-Man, Step Up 4, and the list goes on and on. So suffice to say, they're one of the leaders of the market, and probably encounter this rig more and more on future 3D productions. So here's a look at the rig while we were prepping for the project. This is a configuration me and the rig tech came up with. We put the copperhead on the bottom, um, and the lens controller and a couple other items on the bottom, and we just ran the loom up towards the top. And you can see the two Epic cameras with Ultra Primes, I think they are, and we ran the Hitron 140 battery on the back for back counterbalance. And you can see, it's actually, the post is really short. It's actually collapsed all the way, and so this would make it perfect for Segway use because of the tires in the way. Um, and the weight's like around 74 pounds. We weighed it. That's the weight including the batteries and everything in the whole rig. You see the other side of the rig there. That's me testing out the configuration, flying it around the warehouse there. It worked out pretty good. I'd say he did say this is a configuration you could fly on a feature, and pretty decent. Not as bad as other 3D setups I've worked on, and we were pretty happy with it. But as things go, here's us at the actual venue. We had to reconfigure a few things. There you see the stage there, and a pretty big production. We have like 3 Technocranes and 3 dollies and my Steadicam rig. But once again, because of some other specs there, we had to move everything up top. So you see there the telecast copperhead, um, and the lens control and a bunch of other stuff that was on the bottom had to move to the top. Now, what this made me do is I had to extend my post quite a bit, and I moved the Hitron battery to the bottom for a counterweight and a back weight. Now it's actually dropped the weight down 2 pounds, believe it or not, because I could lose a battery, but I could put the battery back on and collapse the post somewhat. But you see there the Genlock device and the lens controller and a couple of the other things. But you know, it was a setup that we found worked pretty well, and we had to run. Now this is a quick look at the fiber connector on the back, and you can see the large fiber loom that Wrangler has to run behind you. But the only problem is that it only swivels back and forth. So if you're panning, you're fighting the cable, and in fact, if you let go of the rig, it actually starts panning itself and actually tilting up. So it's kind of a nightmare that you kind of have to muscle the rig. So that's not always the best thing, but it's what we had to do. So here you see overall final configuration. You can see the fiber tether running down from the copperhead down to the loom at the bottom. It's about 72 pounds total weight. You can see the rig's quite tall, but pretty decent configuration. Was a lot to deal with, and it was a 2-hour concert with 3-minute songs, so not easy. Just make sure you're in good shape and you get a appropriate rate for the amount of work you're going to have to do. And unfortunately, you can't always use the Segway. There's not enough room, which was the case in this case. But that's about it for now. If you have any questions, make sure to you can contact me over my website or read more on my blog, steady3d.com, and absolutely check out realitytechnica.com, and you can see more of their rigs and get more information. Check out all the technology they have and a lot of the past projects they've done and are currently involved with.